Morning everyone. Welcome for today's edition of our mathematics presentation.
Okay, let us now solve reducing fraction to its lowest term. Now, in reducing fraction to its lowest term, we have to see to it that we are able to use the greatest common factor. When we talk of greatest common factor, it should be the greatest number or the biggest number. So that after dividing the numerator and denominator, the result will be the lowest term of the fraction. Because if we will not be able to use the greatest common factor, then definitely our answer will not be in the lowest term. So let's start. So what is the first step in looking for the GCF or greatest common factor? First step is we have to get the factors of the numerator and denominator so that we can find the greatest common factor. So we have factors of 12. So we have 2 times 6, and we have also 3 times 4. What else? You have only 2 except 12 times 1. So we will not include that one. So for the factors of 15, you have 3 times 5. Is there other factors for 15? 15 times 1. So we will not use that one. So you have only the 1. So what is the common factor? You have 3 is the only common factor for 12 and 15. So we will use 3 as our common divisor to reduce the fraction to its lowest term. No other number similar to the numerator and denominator. So we will use 3. So 3 will be our divisor. Divide 12 by 3, 15 by 3. So we have 12 divided by 3. We will get, result is 4. 15 divided by 3 will give us 5. So automatically, when you use the greatest common factor, the result will always be the lowest term of the fraction. So this is the first method that you are going to use in reducing the fraction to its lowest term. Simply look for the GCF of the two numbers. What do you mean with GCF? Greatest common factor. Okay, how about number 2? We have factors of 27. What are the factors of 27? 3 times 9, and we have only 27 times 1. So there is only 1. Factors of 36. 2 times, we have 13, and we have 3 times 12. Dali lang. Dito. You have 18. 3 times 12. And we have 4 times 9. And we have also 6 times 6. So these are the factors of 36. So looking at this factor, you have 3. We can use 3, but this is not the biggest number. We have 9. So we look for 9. So we have 9. 9 is the biggest number. That's why we call it greatest common factor or GCF. So we will use 9. We will not use 3. Because the result of dividing it by 3 is not the lowest term. So we will use 9 because we are looking for the GCF, greatest common factor. So 9 will now be our divisor. 27 by 9 will give us 3. 36 by 9 will give us 4. So the result of dividing numerators and denominators by 9 will give us the lowest term of the fraction. Okay, so that's it. This is the simple way of looking for the GCF so that we can reduce the fraction to its lowest term. Okay, you have number 3. You have factors of 10. 2 times 5. And 10 times 1. So we have only that one. So factors for 35. You have 7 times 5. So we have only one factor. So automatically we can find the GCF right away. If this is the kind of number that we will be reducing. But in other numbers, we may have more factors. But in these numbers, we have only 2. So we have 5 as the common number. That will become our GCF or greatest common factor. So we will use that in dividing. So if we have 10 by 5, we have 2. And we have 35 by 5, we have 7. So automatically the result after dividing will be the fraction in the lowest term. So we can surely be able to say that the result after dividing is the fraction in lowest term because we are using the GCF or the greatest common factor. Okay, we will have another set of fraction to be reduced into its lowest term by I will introduce to you another way of reducing the following fraction. Okay, here is another way of reducing the following fraction. Okay, so we have 8 over 24. So try to look at the numerator. Can you divide the denominator by the numerator? We have denominator of 24 and a numerator of 8. Can you divide 24 by 8? Yes, we can divide 24 by 8. So there is no need for us to look for a common factor or GCF, greatest common factor, because 8 becomes the greatest common factor because it is the numerator itself. So let us not look for another number. We will use 8 as our common divisor because this is the common factor of 8 and 24. So we will have 8 divided by 8 will give us 1 and 24 divided by 8 is 3. So the result will now be fraction in the lowest term automatically because you use the numerator as your common divisor. So simple. If you found out that your numerator can divide your denominator, then let it be your common divisor. Next example, number 4. You have 14 and 35. Can you divide 35 by 14? No. So what is the first thing that you are going to do? What you are going to do is divide the numerator by 2. So I have 14 divided by 2. You will get 7. So can you divide 35 by 7? Yes, you can divide 14 by 7. So no need for you to look for another number. So since 35 can be divided by 7 and automatically 14 can be divided by 7, so you will use 7 as your greatest common factor because it will lead you to the lowest term of the fraction. Okay, what's next? 14 divided by 7 will give you 2. 35 divided by 7 will give you 5. So automatically your answer will become the lowest term of the fraction. By looking at the fraction itself, you can no longer reduce this one because 5 is now a prime number. So did you see the difference? What you are doing is the other way, the other method of reducing the fraction to its lowest term. A while ago, I introduced to you the getting the common factor by getting the factor of its number. This time, I am introducing to you another way of reducing the fraction into its lowest term. Okay, we have this one, number 5, 18 over 42. So, how to do it in this method? So, again, 18 cannot divide 42. So, again, we will start. Divide 18 by 18 by 2 is 9. 9 cannot divide 42. So since the result is 9, so we will again increase the number. So instead of 2, we divide 18 by 3. What is the result? You have 6. Can you divide 42 by 6? Yes, we can divide 42 by 6. So we will use 6 as our common divisor. Diba? You don't need to factor. I just introduced to you another way of reducing the fraction. Since 6 can divide 42, automatically it can divide 18 because you divide 18 by 3. Okay, so let's now divide. 18 divided by 6, we have 3. 42 divided by 6 will give us 7. So automatically, our answer after dividing it by 6 will now be the fraction in the lowest term, because you use the greatest common factor. How did you get the greatest common factor? I start dividing it by 2, by 3, then we got 6 as our common divisor. So that's it. There are two ways of getting our GCF or greatest common factor so that we can reduce the fraction in the lowest term. So if you have to reduce fraction into its lowest term, see to it that you follow the steps that I introduced to you. You may use the first step, which is getting the factors of both numbers and getting the greatest common factor. Then this one, when we started it with the numerator, if not the numerator cannot divide, then start dividing it by 2. Then if cannot be, by 3. Then it cannot be 4, until such time you will be able to find for the number that can divide numerator and denominator exactly without remainder.
Okay, thank you for watching my channel. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe so that you will be notified for the next videos that I will be uploading. Once again, thank you and God bless.